So this will be, we have this Saturday, next Saturday, and the following Saturday left for Candidates Corner before Election Day. So as always, I thank everyone for joining and for coming on and listening to me chat for a little while. This is an interesting weekend because we do have here in Miami-Dade County potentially a storm on its way. So I want, first of all, to make sure everyone is staying safe and keeping an eye on the news and the forecast to see what's coming our way. I do believe we're under a tropical storm warning now, although the weather is beautiful today. We are in South Florida in the middle of hurricane season. So just be sure that you're staying safe and you've gotten all your hurricane and storm preparedness done. Keep an eye on the storm. And hopefully also everyone is also staying safe. We're still pretty much in lockdown to a certain extent. So just be careful out there. So elections are right around the corner. We've been sharing every week now for many Saturdays. It feels like we just started, but it also feels like we've been doing this for a while. So thank you again for coming in, checking in, for your comments, for your encouragement, for your questions. The election is August 18th. However, starting Monday, we do have early voting, starting at 23 different locations around the county. So, that's it. We're in the middle of this. Everyone is, those who have already voted by mail, thank you for voting. Those of you who are waiting to still turn in your ballots, thank you for taking the time to get information and to research. I'm wearing my campaign shirt today. I don't know if you can see. I will be starting Monday. I will be at an early voting location, so I will be dressed like this. So if you want to come by and say hi, let us just a quick hi. We will be socially distanced and we'll all be wearing our face masks, but I will be there to meet as many of the voters as possible and to continue to get the word out about my campaign. So early voting this week on Monday starts. You can go to any of the 23 early voting locations. If you're in Kendall, the closest one is the Hammocks and the East Kendall Library, which is off of Kendall Drive and 90-something Avenue. If you're in the Westchester area, there's a library on Coral Way. If you're in the Gables, you have the Coral Gables Library. If you're in Hialeah, you have the JFK Library. If you're in Doral, you actually have the Department of Elections as an early voting location. So around the county, wherever you are, there's an early voting location near you, and you can vote as early as 7 o'clock in the morning on Monday, assuming, of course, that it doesn't close. As of right now, we do have a pending storm, but so far it looks like it's going to be open. But as we all know, things can change from 1 minute to the next. So just stay tuned to the news, and I will also, as soon as we get any other additional information, we will be sharing it here in social media. So again, my name is Denise Martinez-Scanziani, and I'm number 314 on the ballot. I am very excited, very proud of the campaign that I've run, very proud of my ability to speak to the voters and to get as much information out as possible for the judicial races. Remember, the judicial races are nonpartisan. I still get asked many times about what political party I am. And it bears repeating, so I want to say it again here, because that way, if you're looking at this video later, you can understand. So judges are nonpartisan. That's the law in the state of Florida, and it's actually illegal for any judicial candidate to align him or herself with a specific political party. We cannot receive endorsements from a political party because judges are required to be impartial. Judges are required to rule based on the law and on the evidence and not based on their own personal interests and their own political affiliation. So again, it's not that I'm not wanting to answer questions. I can only answer so much. I've also been asked what my specific stance is on a particular issue. And again, that's something that as a judicial candidate, we just can't answer. So take the time to do your research, listen to these videos. And I'm not the only candidate who's running. There's 7 different groups. And in every group, you get to vote for one judge or one candidate. And just, take the time to do your research. This is part of what I'm doing here. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about my service to the community. I wanted to make sure I answer specific questions that I get asked. I get emails and I get those types of questions. So I wanted to share a little bit about my service to my community and what I've done so far and why I hope to be able to do so much more as a judge when I'm elected come August 18th. So as a family lawyer, remember I'm a board certified marital and family lawyer. I'm one of only 33 in Miami-Dade County. That is a particular certification that is given to only a very few lawyers. I'm the only one that can be called a legal expert in any area of the law in particular in this race. I'm the only board certified candidate. And that means that I took that extra step to get this particular recognition by the Florida Bar. So I'm very proud of that. But as a family lawyer, we have opportunities to participate in other ways, as not as a lawyer in a particular case, but as a guardian ad litem. So I wanted to share. I received a question. Well, you have on your information that you're a guardian ad litem. What is that? What does that mean? Why is that important? Well, let me tell you how it works for me. So as a guardian ad litem, sometimes you have a situation in a case where the mom and the father, the parents, are in dispute as to what is in the best interest of the children, where the children should live, at what time, what type of time sharing schedule, that kind of thing. So the judges in the family court will or the attorneys that are in the case will ask the court to appoint what's called a guardian ad litem. And a guardian ad litem is an agent of the court. A guardian ad litem is usually it's a lawyer who the judges trust to investigate and to make recommendations about the particular children in any case. So in my case, I am often appointed as a guardian ad litem by different family judges who trust in my experience and in my ability to help the court in making the decision. The guardian ad litem does not make any decisions. The guardian ad litem is not the judge. The guardian ad litem doesn't really get involved in making decisions for the parents. All that the guardian does is investigates, speaks with the children, speaks with the parents, the school teachers, the doctors, other family members. And based on that investigation, the guardian ad litem then makes a recommendation to the judge. And then the judge, after reading the guardian's report and recommendation, will then make a decision in a particular case. So why is that service important to me? Very often, the parents that are using a guardian ad litem can't afford to have either lawyers or can't afford to have a guardian ad litem. So I'm often asked, and I often accept appointments as a guardian ad litem on a pro bono basis. That means that I'm there just to assist and to do what's right and to do what's in the best interest of the children without any compensation to myself. That's a big part of my service that I've done over the years, and I'm particularly proud of that service because, number one, I'm helping families in a very meaningful way. I'm also helping children, and looking out for their best interests. And understandably, parents, when they're in a legal custody fight, they don't always agree. It's usually best for the parents to decide what's right for their kids. But oftentimes when they're in a legal battle, they can't agree. And the help that I can provide as a guardian ad litem to the court is very meaningful to me. And to this day, I still get, Christmas pictures, or I'll get, I give the children my cell phone and I'll receive a message on, somebody's graduating from high school or, whatever the case may be. And it's very, very, very rewarding to me to see how the children have progressed and how the family has progressed. because a lot of times things do get better after the family's out of court, and the parents have been able to move on. And I usually am very much about pointing out to the parents where maybe some of their actions are not in the best interest of the children. For example, you don't want parents speaking badly about the other parent to the child. Those are the kinds of things that I look out. I'm very protective of my wards, of the children, and I think that the judges appreciate the work that I do, and because of that appreciation, they trust me and they continue to to appoint me. So that's one area that I've done a lot of service in. Like I said, in that particular area, I've worked with a lot of members of the community that are from different backgrounds, from different, economic backgrounds, racial backgrounds, ethnicity, nationalities, all kinds of backgrounds. And my priority in those cases has always been the best interest of the children. So that's one thing. Let's see, something else that I've done that they asked me about on my website. So I was a volunteer judge for teen court. So teen court is, it's an interesting system. And as a lawyer and as an advocate for children, it's something that it was such a wonderful and rewarding experience, because teen court, and if you haven't had an opportunity to be connected to this program, you probably don't even know that it exists. So I just wanted to share a little bit about it, and also let you know that they're always looking for volunteer judges, and you can always reach out to that program, because it is a very, very good program. So I'm kind of giving out my little shout out for that program. So teen court is a program where if you have a minor, a juvenile that has been has gotten into trouble, but not serious trouble. So usually you're talking about, maybe it's vandalism, maybe it's shoplifting, maybe it's, breaking into a car, things that are not violent, things that are in the scheme of things, probably just, teenagers getting, making bad decisions and getting into trouble. Depending on their record and what they've done, they are sometimes given the opportunity to go through this teen court program. And what's so great about teen court, there's only one adult in the room, and that's the volunteer judge. And then you have the prosecution, which is another teenager. You have a defense attorney, which is another teenager. And then you have the jury, which is made up of other teenagers that have previously gone through the teen court program themselves. And then they put on their evidence, they put on their case, and then the jury goes out. The jury meets in a private room, just like a real case. And then the jury comes back out, and the jury makes a recommendation as to what the quote unquote the punishment should be. Now, all the teens that are in this process, it's not a question of whether they did it or didn't do it. They've already admitted that they did do whatever they're being accused of. This is more of kind of like the sentencing phase. And then the jury will go out, and the jury will come back, and the jury will recommend, for example, an apology that the defendant, that the teenager give an open apology to his mother or his father in the courtroom, write an essay, do community service, participate in X amount of teen court jury proceedings. And it's really, really rewarding, because you see these kids really put on their case and do everything. And it's really, you're being judged by, a jury of your peers, literally. And a lot of these kids are just kids that have made a mistake, and they get caught up in something, and then they were given this opportunity to pretty much have a fresh start. And so that's, as the volunteer judge, I get to preside over those cases. So that is has always been a wonderful experience for me. And as the mom of 3 teenagers, it's something that I hold dear to my heart. I think that I've always been very passionate about our families and our children in this community, and helping at that level. I think if I can make an impact at that level, I can make a difference in the community at large. What else about me? I guess talking a little bit about teenagers, just a reminder, I was a former high school teacher, and that was a wonderful experience. And to this day, I just have a very special place in my heart for kids, teenagers, and children and families. And that's why I've dedicated my career to what I have, which is working in the area of marital and family law. So if you're tuning in just now, again, my name is Denise Martinez-Scanziani. Many of you have already voted. I want to say there's been about 90,000 mail-in ballots have already been returned to the Department of Elections in Miami-Dade County. So there's still a lot more votes to go, but there's a lot of people who have already voted. So no matter who you voted for, thank you for taking the time to vote in these elections. Unfortunately, a lot of voters don't vote in this election, and it's a very important election because it is our local elections. Like I said before, we have 7 judges that are running, 7 different groups of judges that are running. We have the county mayor, we have the state attorney, you have commission seats, you have school board, you have a lot of local elections that will impact our lives locally, and basically the decision makers for those positions are going to be very few of us. So if you haven't voted yet, I do urge you to do so. Thank you, Maria, for your comment, because that is important. If you've already returned your mail-in ballot, you can actually track your ballot on the Department of Elections website. If you go to miamidade.gov/elections, it's very easy, 2020 elections. You can go to your voter information, and then when you put in your name and your date of birth, it'll tell you if you've already requested a ballot. It'll tell you if you've already if they've mailed you a ballot. They'll tell you if you've already filled it out and they've received it. They'll tell you if they've received it and they counted it. Which is important to know, because sometimes if you do a mail-in ballot and your signature doesn't match, the department won't count your vote. And you still have time to perhaps get that checked out. So you can track your ballot. If you mailed it out a while ago and it hasn't yet been processed or counted, then I would definitely call the Department of Elections and see about finding out what happened to your ballot, because it doesn't usually take a very long time. So it is very, very important that you've done so. And if you've already received a ballot, I did get this question, which was a very interesting question, and I called the Department of Elections, and so I just wanted to double check. So what if you got your ballot and you started to fill it out and you made a mistake and you no longer, you changed your mind, or you voted for the wrong person, or you filled in the wrong bubble? Well, you can actually go and get a new ballot at the Department of Elections. You can request, they can cancel out that ballot. You can go during early voting, not mail in that ballot, and then just vote by early voting or vote on election day. So just, that's a little bit about what's going on. Let's see, what else can I share with you today? So as of right now, the weather right now looks okay, but we are expected to be hit with some pretty bad weather. And historically, when it rains, people don't vote. So if you already have your mail-in ballot and you trust that process, then go ahead and put it in the mail, or you can take it personally to the Department of Elections. If you don't trust the mail, you can do that before early voting. Early voting starts on Monday, or you can go vote during early voting. And if not, as soon as you have a minute and the weather is clear, please do take the time to exercise your vote. And your vote counts. It's very, very, very important, in particular, not just for me, but for our local elections. Early voting this week is from 7 a.m. until 3 p.m., Monday through Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday, it's open from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. And then next week, Monday, so not this Monday, but next Monday, August 10th, early voting opens at 11 a.m. and closes at 7 p.m. And then that last weekend before Election Day, it is again open from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. So you can have the opportunity to vote starting Monday all the way for 14 days until the Sunday before elections, which is August 16th. The day before elections, which is Monday, there is no voting anywhere in the county unless you still have your mail-in ballot and you wanted to get it sent in. And then Tuesday is election day. So the absolutely last day to vote is August 18th on election day. And there you have to actually go to whatever location is designated to you in your voter registration card. It's that little light blue card. If you open your voter registration card, it'll have your name, your information, if you have a party listed on there, and it'll right below that, it'll tell you where your districts are, what commission seats you're in, all of that, and it'll have the address of your voting precinct, and you have to go there if you plan to vote on Tuesday. And election day, the polls are open from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. But don't wait till the last day, because what if it rains, or God forbid, what if we have another hurricane or a storm, or just, you have car trouble, or whatever the case may be. Make sure that we're given so many opportunities to vote prior to election day. And I urge you to exercise those opportunities. So let's see, what else? Let me just say hi to some of the folks that are on here. Let's see. All right. So, my husband's telling me that as soon as this is over, we have lunch is ready for me. And I do have, let me tell you, an amazing husband and children. They have been so supportive. My husband, Paul, we've been together now for 27 years, and we met in high school. We're high school sweethearts, and we've been married this year. It's 22 years. We had our wedding anniversary on July 10th. And we have 3 children. Our eldest is 18, just turned 18. She's a first-time voter, and she'll be heading off to Gainesville. We'll be heading off the day after elections. We'll be driving her up to go to college. And then our 2 boys are 16, and my youngest is almost 14. And they have been amazing. They have been absolutely amazing in this process. They have been absolutely amazingly supportive. And I couldn't ask for a better support group from not only my husband, my kids, but from, my dad, his wife, my sisters, my friends, my colleagues, my former clients, attorneys, just everybody that has been so supportive of my campaign and believe in my candidacy. I did want to take this moment just to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I am very grateful. Thank you for believing in me. I am very committed to doing this, and you all follow me in my dream. And I'm just very, very grateful from the bottom of my heart. Truly, not one thing that anyone has done has gone unnoticed. If you've shared my social media before, please continue to share it. Get the word out. Text your friends. Let everybody know that the elections are coming up and that you can vote as we speak by mail or on Monday, starting on Monday by early voting. And again, my name is Denise Martinez-Scanziani, and I'm number 314 on the ballot. I will be here next Saturday at 2 o'clock. Once again, I come out live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. I think every social media that we possibly can, except TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, but I'm everywhere that you can access and get more information. Stay tuned to the weather. There may be a possibility that something happens on Monday. As far as elections, I don't know yet. Nobody really knows, but we will see. And as soon as we know, we will let you know. I will be back here next Saturday at 2 o'clock, probably broadcasting live from an early voting location. So I may not be able to be on every channel, but I definitely will be at least on Facebook. And the Saturday after that, I will also be here, and then that'll be that. Well, actually, then there's one more before Election Day. So thank you so much. My name is Denise Martinez-Scanziani. I am running for Miami-Dade County Circuit Court Judge in Group 65. My ballot number is 314-314-314. I'm very grateful and very excited, and we are now at the final stretch. So I'm going to sign off now, and I will see you next Saturday, same time, same channel, Denise Martinez-Scanziani, your next circuit court judge. Please remember